Okay, I'm trying to record and I'm not having much luck because I didn't push the record button before, so I've got to go through this again. This is an oscilloscope, a DIY oscilloscope that came today. I ordered it 2 days ago on the 10th, and it came today on the 12th. So, as I said before, $39.95 from Amazon. JYETech DSO Shell Oscilloscope DIY Kit with enclosure. 100 megahertz probe, clip probe, and ESD safe silicone mat. And again, it was $39.95 and free shipping through the Amazon Prime, which I have. So that was a good benefit there. Now, let's get back. Now, I'm not sure if I showed you this yet or not, because I've only tried to record this. This is a third time, and every time I look up, I haven't pushed the record button all the way. So hopefully it's recording now. This is the case that comes with it, and I've got it back in the box and set to the side out of the way. I've got the cords going back in the box, the other cords hanging up on the pegboard, and these here are all the boards I need. I have my instructions, and it has like a layout picture, a nice color that shows all the components, and then tells you some information about the ICs and 2 terminal parts. Here's a parts list of all the parts. Then you turn it over and you go into step 1. Now they say that if you follow the directions, you should get it in working operation, according to people that reviewed it. And they did say they had a hard time finding numbers to things, probably because they got the same problem I do. My eyes are bad with close-up, so I need microscopes and I need stuff that I can blow up the view and see what I'm looking at. So I have a magnifier over here, and I have another one in the house if I need that. And I've opened up the bag, and all the small parts now are out on the mat here. And I'm going to read over step 1 and see what it directs me to do. Get my extra set of eyes. Before mounting any parts to the main board, connect a 9-volt power supply, center positive, to J7 on the board to check the display. Well, let's see. I wonder if I can do that with my multimeter. I have a 9-volt battery right here. So a 9-volt battery should do the trick. That's minus here. Smaller board there. So basically what they want you to make sure it's working before you go ahead and go through all the trouble of working it. Well, there's plus. Well, I think I'll go find one of my 9-volt power supplies. So I'm going to put you guys on hold here while I go dig one up, because I don't believe I have one right here. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, I'm back. I did the check. I used the 9-volt battery because I didn't have the right power supply. It was a negative center tap instead of a positive center tap. So I used my test leads, and I was able to probe where I needed to fire the screen up. So I know the screen works, and I can go ahead and start putting things together, which I hope is not a bunch of baloney going on here, because that kind of slowed me down trying to find the right power supply. Maybe I can get something accomplished now. Well, by the way, my name's Charles Beck, and I have other videos that I have on my channel on various things, amp building and rebuilding a car engine that we just did. Dodge Durango 5.7 liter Hemi. We just put new rings, bearings, and new pistons in because we had a bad piston on that. So I get into a lot of different things, and since I like my amp building, I wanted to try to have a few items to help make it easier. This was my last test instrument, which I can do ESR and stuff on capacitors, and it'll also check MOSFETs, and it'll check resistors too, and I did a video on that already. So now I'm trying another item from those people. I'm not sure if it's from the same vendor. It might not be, but it was all linked together in the Amazon listing. I just chose along the bottom of the page where other items were. Anyway, this particular oscilloscope, it had this mat with it, that one of the others that was just like it, same maker. It didn't have that, and it didn't have the better probe. It just had this probe here that went with it, and I figured I think it was like $5 difference in price. You get the mat, you get the better probe, and so that's the way I went. Okay, let's go back and look at step 1 and see if we covered everything on that. Okay, test signal terminal, which is right here. It says J8. Before soldering, bend the terminal to the shape as shown in the left photo. So I have to find it. There it is. There it is. And I want to look for J8. Near the 3.3 volt. J7. J8 must be hidden. Oh, there's J8. It's right here. So I have it set on there, but they say it has to be bent. So I'm going to use the board, I think. Maybe I shouldn't, though. Nah, I think it's too much stress to try to use the board. So I'm going to go ahead, grab my needle nose pliers here. Give it a bend. Okay, now back to where it was supposed to be. J8. Hoping I've got it on the correct side of the board. Yeah, I think I better bend this just a little more because no, I think it'll be alright. I think it'll be fine. Alright. I'll use one of these clips. Put it up on a wood block. I don't want to get my mat screwed up. Get my trusty soldering iron here. You get to see me shake. I'm 70 years old, so I'm not so steady at this. As you can see, I put a twist tie on to keep the screen from flopping. Tabs on. I hope it's on the right side of the board. It doesn't make sure there wasn't another J8 somewhere on another board. You never know about some of these things if you're not careful. They catch you with things like that. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Looks like I got it the right way. I don't know why it doesn't list. Like over here it shows a 3.3 volt, but in the picture it shows 3.3 volt right next to where that terminal went on. But I don't see that. I see the 1 kilohertz, and that says 1 kilohertz slash 3.3 volts, so I'm assuming I'm okay. Alright, on to power connector. Optional. I'm always one of those guys who says, if it's an option, I want it. Okay. There it is right here. So, grab my clip here so that, whoops, what am I doing there? I can clamp it on and then solder it in place. I figure an optional power connector is probably good to have. Maybe it would be nicer if I brought this over here. Get the dust off of it. See if I can get the light to work. Well, I gotta assume that I got a problem with the light. Okay. That tip sticking out and bit me. It don't take me long to look at a hot tip. See that little mark on there? It branded me. Nothing bad. Now I'm going to get around here. Get this where I can have hands free, so I can get my finger back in and burn it again. Always nice to do that. Okay. I'm gonna try repositioning here. I'm a little close to that soldering iron there. And my field of view is kind of way too far. Okay, I think I'm ready to burn myself some more. Get my tip cleaner here. look like it did what I want yet. Yeah, I need to move this around a little before it goes over on me. I haven't got the legs of the tripod split very well. Okay, I've got two items on here. I had the movie wasn't working right, so I've got this item, which is an auxiliary power connector. Right here, I've got this, which is a test signal terminal. Now I've got to go and put the side switch in, which goes right next to this, I believe. There it is, right here. Lots of pins too. Ah, there's another one. Yep. Two switches in here. This one looks like it's going to fit. Let's put it in off position. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna pull this right out of the way. It's kind of a pain in the butt. I'm more able to see what I'm doing. If I get everything out in the open, get this up close to me. I'm going to see if I can bend these tabs a little. Looks like I'm doing it. Okay, and the two outside tabs of the switch, they're mounting tabs. I bent them over to hold the switch in place. That's the on-off switch. Okay. Now I'll go about trying to solder that. I'm going to have this set forward. I'll check and see if it's in the field of view. I don't know why you'd want to watch my shaky hands trying to solder, but you might. You'll be able to see how much this old 70-year-old guy's hands shake. Okay, I'm going to try doing the tabs first. Like this, so darn shaky that I can't keep still the way I want to. This is weird. Really is weird. I guess maybe I'm going to have to take some of my liquid flux when I'm doing my guitar amps. I don't have that kind of problem, but these little bitty round rings in the board, they're barely hard enough to get any heat on. Barely big enough. See if I can remember where. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, this looks like a flux job, that's for sure. I hate using all of that. I'm just gonna ditch this. I want it down in something where I can get my hands down on something steady, because I sure need it. Now, well, let's see what we can do with that solder bridge. I'm gonna go get my handheld scope here. I'll be back shortly. Or not my scope, my magnifier. Okay, I spared you guys some of watching me solder things in. I'll give you an update here. Okay, you may have seen me solder this and this in, and this. I added this 4-pin header and these 4 buttons. they're all soldered in. And now the instructions have me putting in all the resistors, and so far the resistors I've been putting in are all on this board so far. I've got probably 8 to 10 of them in there, but I haven't soldered them. They're just in place. So what I'm doing now is just picking them out one by one off of the bench here where I dumped them after I pulled them out of the package. And come on. They're so small that I just put them on this other machine that I demoed last week. And I put them on that, connect up 2 leads, push a button, and then it reads it out what it is. There's the button. $129 ohms it says. That's what that resistor is. Or I would imagine a 138 ohm, or 130 ohm, I mean, something like that. Let's see what's close to that. 130 ohm, which goes in the R15 position. Bend the leads. Got the leads. Go in here and find R15. R15 right there. And I push them down in. And the leads over. I like to trim a little bit of it back before I solder them all. Just enough left hanging out so that I can populate the board. Got 8, 9, 10, 11 of them on there right now. Oh, one other thing I had to do was there was a R30 on the big board here. If I can find it. Yeah, R30 is right here, and there was a surface mount resistor, and they said once the switch is on, remove that resistor, because that was just there for doing the screen test that I did with a 9-volt battery. So now that the switch is in there, this comes out and you can switch it on and off with that. But for purposes of testing is why that was soldered in there on R30. So I removed that with a soldering iron. Grab some more of these. They're hard for my big fingers to pick up. But anyway, I turned the video off for a while because I was kind of figuring you didn't want to see my shaking hands as I was trying my darndest to solder these little things that I can hardly see, let alone the fact that I got shaky hands. Amazing that I've built 3 amps so far in the last 4 years. I managed to get everything fastened in between the shakes. Let's see. Now I'll test and see what value this one is. That's a 512K. 512K. Must be R1, which is 510K, so that's where I'll put it. R1. Remember that. I don't know why, but if I ask you, you won't be able to tell me. R1. That's what I said, wasn't it? R1. Ah, there's R1. Okay. That's easy to pick them up with that. Why didn't I think of that before? I have a hard enough time maneuvering these J-hooks with my shaky hands. 148 ohms, so it must be a 150. I think I had another 150, yeah. R8 and R16, so I think I already have R16 in. So I'll look and see. Maybe it's R8 I have in. I don't know. At any rate, it'll be the other one. There's R8. Just having a hard time. I thought I was going to have to put a little hair around the hole. So this little tester here that I got last week is pretty handy. Just hook them on, push the button. That's 1K. And I had another 1K that's already in. Oh, R5, R6, R14. So there's 3 1Ks. Alright, I think I got R5 in, so we'll go for R6. I'll do a couple more of these and then I'll probably be starting to do some soldering, and I'll do a little bit of it and then I'll shut it off till I get to the next step. There's no sense watching me fumble around. .302 ohm, 300 ohm R7. That's where it goes, R7. R7. Where are you? Last one in this row. I got one left over there, and I got one set of holes left to populate, so it looks like I got them all. I'll make sure I check it anyway to see what it is, instead of taking it for granted that it'll be the one I need. Who knows? They could have put a wrong value in, so I would rather check and know what I have in there. So it's that other 1K, like I suspected, being the last one. So I know everything should be pretty good. I used up all the resistors there, and with this one, that takes care of the last hole. Okay, R5, R14, R5. Yep. Well, I'm going to try soldering a couple for you. I don't know how well I'll do, but you can watch me, see if I'm fumbling around or not. I forgot about this vise that I had. It was sitting down here on the corner. I bought it especially for doing this kind of stuff, where I needed something firm that I could get onto. Okay, I'm going to get this out of the way so I don't drop solder on it. Well, that ain't cleaning that off very good. Okay, I'm back to recording a little bit here. I got it put together. The only thing I need to do though is I really need a power pack, because there's no place to hook a battery up. So I either need a power pack, or I've got to make an adapter that'll plug in where the power pack goes with a battery that I can plug on to the end with a battery holder that'll wire into where the a plug that'll go in here, so I can run it with a battery that way. But I have to have a power pack that's got a positive center post, and the only one I have is a negative center, which is for one of my pedals for my guitar amp, and it's the right voltage connector, but it's wired wrong, and I don't really want to cut the end off of a good power pack to do this. So I guess what I'll do is hold out, and I will get the right power pack, or I will buy a lead like this one that plugs in, that I can wire up with a battery. But if I do that, I might just as well go get a power pack. I don't think they're going to be that much. But this is a 9 volt here, but it's a negative center tap on it, so it won't work. It's got to be positive. Back on to my guitar pedal, and this will just have to wait for further update when I get the power pack to try it out, because I'm not even positive everything's gonna work right yet until I get that. I have to calibrate, and in order to calibrate I have to pull this case apart, and I have to calibrate the square waves. It tells in here how to do it. In these directions there's like square waves on, and there's some adjustment screws inside there, so I have to have at least the end off over here where that terminal goes on in order to get in there and adjust it. But you have to adjust it so it's a square wave in two different positions, and then you're calibrated at that point. And there's the pictorial right there and the instructions on how to do it. So I have to wait in order to really know that I've got it all working right. I think I had a problem on one of my test points. I was getting like 0.3 volts, and it tells me in the manual that if you get any volts on those test points, there's a, it's listed in here. Let me get back here where I can see to get this in the field of view. I can't even tell right now. I don't know if it's focusing in or not because the camera's up so high I can't tell, but I had on V3 test point, I had a 0.3 volt, and it's supposed to be 0. Every other test point was right, so it told me to go in and check on the troubleshooting for V3. They said there's either bad soldering at U1 or U2, or bad soldering at R5 and R6. Well, I didn't do U1 or U2 because that's one of the surface mount. But I did do R5 and R6, and it was kind of questionable, a couple connections, so I went in there and dressed them up, and hopefully that will take care of it. I won't know till I get my power pack, and at that point then I can make that determination. So for now I'm going to sign off, and this will be continued at a later date because I'm not ready to compile the video until I've got everything that I know that I can show you that it works. I think it will. I gotta be confident. I think it will, and if it doesn't, I think I can figure it out. So I'll sign off for now. See you later. Okay, I've got it done. I went through all the testing, and I had to zero in some things that in several sequences. I had to do one sequence ahead of another one that was listed first in the instructions, but it did say before I started that you had to go and go to that before you did the step that they put there. But you would have thought they would have went in and put the other step first so that there wouldn't be any confusion. But anyway, let's zero in or zoom in on the screen. It's got a test signal going through it. Nice square waves the way it's supposed to be. For some reason that had to block the Yeah, it's hard to see that they're square waves until I move the camera way back. Okay. But I got the light shining into my screen. I'm not sure which screen it is, probably with my viewing screen. Okay, anyway, it was a success. I've got it working, and now I'll have to do some studying on just how to use this, because I don't want to burn the thing up before I get going, not knowing anything about oscilloscopes. It would be easy to do that. There's like a 50 volt maximum, and I think there's overall on a maybe an AC it would be 100 volt swing, and from sine to sine between your positive and negative wave. And anyway, I'll have to find out what I have to do to make this thing a viable instrument for me, because I'll certainly have to know how to use it if it's going to be any good to me. But there it is, it's working, and it wasn't all that tough. I found that I should have read some of the other stuff up first that was flashing in front of me. But now if I want to do any testing on any of my amps, this one here is the one I just built. Had it completed at the beginning of March. So it's over a month now since I finished it. And there's one of my Les Pauls. Well, it's a dark cherry faded Les Paul. No contouring on the body. And here's one of my other guitars. I have 7. But this is a nice Gretsch 5420. And now I guess it's time to enjoy those. I'm going to sign out and ask you, if you enjoy this video, that you please subscribe and like and comment, because that gives me count towards all the credit that you need in order to bring your monetization. So I'm going to sign out now, and thanks for watching.